live stream, not makeup like makeup maquillaje, but just we're making up for Friday. I am still um, recovering from a procedure, but I was able to get myself going today. We got a bunch of chores done, unpacked from camping this weekend. We had an amazing, wonderful family camping trip with my husband's family, and that was fantastic. We're putting little clips and videos here and there of that on our different channels. Anyway, hello, welcome to the Frugal Family. My name is Julie. Whether you are new to our adventures, thank you, welcome, we're so glad to have you. Or you've been with us forever and ever and ever, also thank you, so glad to have you. This is a live stream. Normally, we do these on Friday, and that is normally the case, with always the caveat that the Frugal Mama, that's me, hi, I'm Julie, that my body is a burning down circus, and we just never know if it's 100% gonna work. So it didn't work this last Friday. We're prepping to go camping, and I was hoping to do the live stream before going camping, but between all of the packing and prepping and having had this procedure done, excuse me, the day before, Mama was not. So anyway, this is today, Monday, our extended makeup live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Now to say hello. There we have Manuela and Melly and Holly and Joe and Vicky and Pamela and Deborah. Welcome, Deborah. We are so glad to have you along for our adventures. And there's Kathy. Yes, Kathy. God, I was like, no, it's Julie. No, I'm Julie. You're Kathy. I may or may not have had just a small sip of this, medicinal reasons only, because we have done quite a bit of chores today and I am hurting, but I'm done with the narcotics. I don't want to take any more of that because it messes up your guts, and I don't want my guts messed up anymore. And I had to be on the narcotics the whole weekend during our camping trip, and so you guys know I don't like being on that stuff unless I absolutely have to. So we go to the lesser of two evils, maybe. I don't know, it's kind of equal. I asked my sports medicine doctor that does all of this therapy on me, and he said they're actually about equal. And the nice thing about the rum is it's faster acting. So no, I'm not just like a drunkard or a lush. That's purely medicinal, not even a shot, just a sip, so we can do this live stream. If I need to have a little more, please don't judge me. There's Shelly, Frugal Livin'. Hello, my love. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we're just doing a Monday one. This is not our normal thing, you know that, but we're making up for me being a little more broken than I am now on Friday, and we're doing an extended live stream. Kathy, we're so glad that you got through this hurricane, Hurricane Debbie. Glad you are here. And there's Dawn, Grammys02. Thank you for being here. And there's Melinda from Wisconsin, and Manuela is here at a crazy hour of the night or morning, depending on how you look at it. Thank you, Manuela. Yeah, this is the time that worked best. We were able to sleep in this morning, which was very much needed after our camping adventures. And then we have spent the day getting everything put away, getting the house put back together. We have school starting in how many days, Reiki?
14th.
So 9 days. We have 9 days until school starts. So today I have a whole list on my notepad all written up, and we've just been going through the assignments, and then the girls went off to pick up pizza, which is their reward. They got all the chores done and didn't complain, and only like twice did I have to remind them to get back on task, but they never like complained. So that was awesome. So they get to have pizza whilst I hang out with you guys. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, 9 days till school starts. I'm excited for them, but I'm not excited to have them go to school. You know, I live in the US of America and deal with a lot of anxiety and everything with them going to school. So, and I'm not in a hurry for time to fly by anymore. You guys know that Olivia is graduated. Oh my God. And I just want to slow things down. And for summer, not the weather of summer or the heat, but just for it to just last. We've had a lot of fun being together with the cat and the spider and just it's been good, and I'm not in the mood for it to hurry up. You know what I mean? But I am excited for them to be with their friends again and all of that kind of stuff. Grammys, Dawn, I have a little bit of this on hand, purely medicinal. I did have me a bit of it, just a little sip before we started, because I'm done with the narcotics. Vicky, I'm glad you're able to be here. And Kathy, we actually have a storm starting up here. Good morning, Dumpster Diving Adelaide from Australia. Yeah, we have a lovely storm starting up. I really hope it just dumps the rain now that we're no longer in the mountains and everything. It's so hot. It's supposed to be well over 100 Fahrenheit tomorrow. So I hope it just rains and pours. We'll see how it goes. Grammys, I'm so glad you liked seeing the horses herding the cows. That was so cool. A fun little situation. My sister-in-law and I, who, is getting the same kinds of treatment as me, only on one elbow rather than both elbows and both hips. We were both kind of the designated camp tenders while everyone else went hiking and biking. And while we were there, it just so happened that these cowboys come through with their herd of cows and their doggies. And anyway, it was really neat. I had never seen that before. And I had my phone right there. So I said, I'm going to record this. And then after, I didn't record for privacy of the cowboy, and because of things we talked about and stuff like that, locations and whatever. Excuse me, allergies. I'm not sick. It's just allergies. When the storm comes in, which I'm so grateful for, it does also, unfortunately, get the allergies going. But anyhow, we ended up talking to him for a good 20 minutes. I feel bad. We took him away from what he was doing, but some of his kids were also on horses, some teenagers. They were doing the job. And so we got to chit chat. He was just the loveliest, just most fabulous, generous cowboy. And anyway, it was a lot of fun. I took pictures with the horse and everything. Hi, Bonnie. And if you follow us on Patreon, I put a post on there. It'll be free to everyone, all members. You don't have to be a paid member. It'll be free in like 3 days. It's just that paid members on our Patreon get to see stuff earlier and sometimes get exclusive stuff. And I'm finally doing stuff with that again. So thank you, Patreon friends who have held on and been patient. But I did put a bunch of pictures from the camping adventure on there, just of our family. I had to be really careful which ones I put because because there was my whole family, my whole in-law family. So anyway, hello, Deborah. Your school starts Wednesday. Oh boy, even sooner than us. Shatika, hello, my darling. I'm so glad you can be here. Yeah, this will get better. What happened was, a lot of you know, I've been getting the wet needling on both elbows and started on the hips as well to help with this severe tendon disease, which is caused in large part by RA. And this is to help avoid surgery or further deterioration, or to at least slow it down. And it's been going well, but the problem is I can never rest my body enough to stay on top of it. And so the plan we had was, and we had started, was treating each side every 4 weeks instead of like every 2 to 3 months to speed up the recovery, whatever. Well, when we got in this last week to do the left side, elbow and hip, we found significant regression, and that what we had been doing just wasn't enough. And we went up to the next level in treatment, which is called prolotherapy. And it does hurt more in the process. Oh, there's the girls with their pizza. Reggie, dinner. Please use paper plates. You guys can get 1 bottle of Sprite down. Anyway, and has a longer recovery time. But so although it is more painful in the process and has a longer recovery time, it is supposed to encourage the healing faster and more effectively than what we had been doing. Here's hoping. So I am, normally it's like a 2-day recovery, especially on the left side. It's not as bad, as the right side. But unfortunately, it's now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we're 5 days in and I'm still recovering from it. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully it'll do what he said and it'll be more effective once we get past the recovery period. So it is what it is. We do the best that we can. Yeah, Dawn, it is painful. When he was doing my hip. Well, Lulu's license arrived. Oh my God.
I would show you guys.
We can't show you it, but she was on her temporary, paper driver's license. Her solid Utah driver's license just arrived in the mail. Oh, you guys are sharing a mommy moment with me. Oh my God. Let me see it. I'm not going to show them, but I have to see
The
it.
picture's cute, actually. I kind of
It
like
is.
the picture.
Oh, my preciosa, hermosa. Oh, muy bien, mijita,
Whenever
Angelita.
you say that, I always think, Kitty.
Yeah, because I do talk to Kitty that way. Oh. Oh, my heart is so happy. Renee, hello. You arrived just in time. Olivia's driver's license, the solid one. She was on the paper one, but now, the real one is here. Of course, I can't show it to you. But just know it's beautiful and it's wonderful, and I'm so happy. Oh. And it goes until 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't go as long for when you're in the probationary period, which is a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I think it's until you're 21.
Until you're 21, I guess.
And then after
Hi,
that,
Phyllis.
every 3-ish years, I think.
Mine is like every 5.
Yeah, and then I think for like seniors, it's like 6 to 8.
Yeah. Oh, this is such a beautiful moment.
I don't know. I'm not a senior yet.
She worked so hard to get here. Oh, I'm so happy. There you are, baby. Congrats. Oh.
Now I don't have to carry the big bulky paperwork.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Phyllis, if you missed it, Renee, if you missed it, Olivia's real driver's license just arrived in the mail, so we're just kind of celebrating. Thank you, everyone, for the congratulations. So exciting. So incredibly exciting. My face hurts from smiling so much. Anyway. I'm so happy. I'm so.
Mine isn't for another 5 years before it expires. It says 2029.
Oh, I thought it said 27.
No, it's 9.
I only had the tiniest sip of rum. How am I misseeing that? Yes, Melly, a new stepping stone in life. Anyway, so basically the point or the plan today is to go until 7 o'clock my time. So a total of 2 hours. If you stay the whole time, come and go, whatever, I'm going to be here. Will I have to take a bathroom break? I can guarantee it. Where is Kitty? She's out on maneuvers. I don't know where, but she's guarding the homestead, preparing it for the incoming storm. Nothing like the hurricane, that Kathy went through, but just, a nice, lovely summer storm here in Utah. So Kitty's out there getting everything ready. We just might see her during this 2 hours. I don't know. And there's Anna. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. It has been like 85 years. You got your driver's license too. Congratulations. I am so happy for you. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Anyway, so, yeah, that's kind of the plan is you're just going to be along for a couple of hours in our lives. Am I going to stay right here the whole time? I don't think so. We'll see how it goes because my butt is sore. We're not going to go too much into it, but this Friday I am getting some cortisone injections. Hello, Carrie J, and thank you for the congrats for my Lulu. Some injections in my tailbone. Never have had that done, and in the sciatic nerve area. And so even though I'm on my new butt pillow, video coming day after tomorrow on my current obsession on that channel about my exciting new butt pillow, but I can't sit too terribly long or it really starts bugging me. So, we might have to walk around a little bit together. Hope you don't mind. There's Julie N. Hello, hello. Thank you for the congratulations. So anyway, the kids are having pizza. And I'm just going to bring you along, for what's going on and what we're up to. Holly, don't even worry about it. I'm so grateful for you being here. And like I was saying, whether you stay the whole time, you come and go, whatever, just whatever. There goes my Lulu. After the live stream, we are installing a new toilet seat on this upstairs bathroom toilet. Excuse me. There'll be a video about that hopefully tomorrow. Hi, Elizabeth. Hopefully tomorrow on my current obsession, that's my grown-up channel, a new toilet seat that was gifted to us, sent to us. So I'm really excited for that. Anywho, the kids are going to be watching their show in here. Hope you don't mind. We'll try to keep it not too loud. You have to wait for Lulu to put it back on because she was screencasting it. Well, are you putting something else on? What are you putting on? Well, you have to keep it really quiet, okay? Oh, even better. So I don't have a specific topic in mind or plan. It's just you're just gonna be hanging out with me. You're gonna be hanging out. I might finish a couple of chores. I don't know. I know this sounds so lame, but I am trying really hard to finish this dumpster salvaged Stephen King Skeleton Crew book that I've been working on for a couple of years. Just as I get in the mood, I will pick it up and read. It's an anthology of short stories. Okay. And so as I'm in the mood, I will pick up and read another of the short stories. And I'm almost done with one called The Monkey. Yeah, The Monkey. And I want to finish it. And so, sorry, I'm probably going to drag you guys along and read it aloud so that I can finish it. Because you know how if you're a reader, or even with a TV series or whatever, come on. You know that once you're super excited and it's getting ratcheted up and heated up, you just want to get to it's hard to pull yourself away. So I might have to read the last couple of pages to you guys. So hope you bear with me. Anna, can we talk about Disney? Yes, yes. It's 120 something days. I don't think it'll let me check my countdown while I'm on with you guys, but 120 something days, Anna, everybody, and yeah. They won't copyright me for reading it aloud, Manuela. We'll be fine. Plus, I'm going crazy. I need to read this. Come on, you know how it is. You are reading a book, you're watching a series. Anna, it's going to be so much fun. So we're going to be there at Christmas. Well, not on Christmas, but at Christmas time. And so Anna, I haven't seen you in forever, or had you here that I know of. And so let me just fill you in on the plans. All right. So, so my Olivia, my oldest, graduated from high school and turned 18. I've also been on a 1 year, hello, Alyssa Boo Boo Best, on a 1 year boycott of the Disney parks because of some stupid choices that they made in other parts of their business, and then tried to make up for it through the parks, with us loyal park goers by raising prices and doing stupid stuff and getting rid of some of the live performers and whatever. And so I boycotted. So I want to take Olivia on a graduation trip, but because of my boycott, it has to wait till December, which is fine because it's cooler then. And my sister, Raquel, is going to come with us for a part of it. And she's never been to Disney at Christmas. And so, so it all actually works out perfectly. So when I'm going to take my glasses off for a minute. It's really hurting my nose. The sinuses, the allergies, the storm, it's going crazy. So sorry, I can't read your messages for a minute, but I'm going to finish telling my story. So when I was 18, 19, right before I went to be a nanny in Connecticut. Sorry, gotta get right up here to see Rita. Hi, Rita. So I'm just talking about the Disneyland plans this December because Anna is here. We haven't had her here in a long time, and she's a Disney-aholic like me, so we're getting caught up. So I was 18, 19-ish, and took my mom with me on a trip because I was making my own money, took her on a trip. We went to Disneyland. It was my graduation kind of trip, and we had the most lovely time. It was so wonderful. And I want to recreate some of the photos, you know, because like I have one of me holding trying to pull out Arthur's sword in the stone. I've got a fun picture with my mom and I, with Mickey Mouse, you know, things like that. Now, obviously, my mom's not going to be there, but it would be now, instead of me and my mother, it'll be me and my daughter. And then one thing that I got on that trip was the Mickey hat ears, not the, you know, now, you know, that everybody has, you know, the headband ears. No. It was the hat, the old school Mickey Mouse Club hat with ears with my name on the back. So Lulu's going to get a pair with her name on the back. And, you know, so we'll get pictures with both of those together. And, you know, I will redo some of the pictures that were my pictures and then have her do them as well. And then some original ones, you know, so that ideally, hopefully someday she'll take one of her kids, you know, or all of them or whatever, and redo those pictures. And then as these two graduate, Reagan in 3 years, Mariah in 5 years, 6 years, God, ooh, we'll do the trip.
Years.
Is it 5 years? Jesus, God. Okay, sorry. I tried not to swear on here, but that 5 years, only 5 years. God, that's too soon. Anyway, but I will do the trip with them as well. Sorry, I got like eye goobers. Allergies, guys, allergies. And redo the pictures again and again, you know, and just, it'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. So anyway, that's what's coming up in like 120 days-ish. It'll be in December. And I'm so excited. So we're gonna have if you saw our dumpster diving video from yesterday, which actually was recorded a week or two ago, there were some graduation headbands, and I'm gonna put two of them together, two of the pieces on them, and make graduate ears, you know, with those. And so I'll have Lulu wear that. And then we're also gonna do all three of us, my sister, my daughter, and I, matching shirts at least one day. And then we're also going to do Christmas light headbands. They're dumpster salvaged from the dollar store. I had to repair them. Dumpster salvaged Christmas necklaces, you know, the whole thing. 100% Christmas, all, you know, whatever, but also Nightmare Before Christmas. So there will be some Halloween elements. Thank you, Melly, for watching that video. I appreciate it. And so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Definitely there will be some of the Nightmare Before Christmas elements. You guys know I have no choice. That has to happen. That is what I will do. But anyway, we'll have 3 days, 3 park days. 1 day of resting and going to the coast. I know it'll be cold, but we're gonna go anyway. And we can still, you know, build sandcastles, even if we're in, you know, sweats with bare feet. And Olivia wants to, so we're going to. And we're going to drive out and drive back. And Olivia gets to help with the driving. She had to work this weekend, unfortunately, and we didn't think to have her get the time off ahead of time. We're still adjusting to her having a job and having to schedule. So she ran everything the whole weekend while we were camping. And she had work and, you know, all of that, and had my car, and she did so awesome. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy. And so she's going to help with some of the driving because it's a long drive to Disneyland, but it's cheaper than flying. And this way we can bring as much as we want there and home. None of the flight restrictions, none of the baggage restrictions. So anything we want to bring and anything we want to bring home, including like snow globes, which she collects, we can bring those home and it won't be an issue. And we'll have a car for when we want to like go to the coast and stuff like that. So we'll have 2 days in Disneyland and 1 day in California Adventure. And the decorations, the parade, all of it. And then our, you know, light ups and and just being there and recreating stuff and the whole thing. Thanks for bearing with me. Although if you've been with us any amount of time, you know that I'm a Disney-aholic, and a huge part of why we dumpster dive is to pay for those extras in life that we can't necessarily afford out of our family budget. out of, what my husband brings home. And so for those extras, this makes that happen. This makes that possible. So thank you very much for being part of this. Anyway, I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I am so okay, for instance. All right, look, I told you this is just you guys are hanging out with me. It's going to be all over the place. It is what it is. It is what it is. I was even watching, this is so silly. You guys know I watch a bunch of like Code Blue Cam and Police Activity and whatever, Mr. Evidence, these kinds of YouTube channels where it's lots of police dash cam, police body cam footage. The one I was watching last night and then this morning, was Disney World. Situations. People getting arrested on Disney property. Yes, it happens. Even in the most magical place on earth, people get nuts. People get wacky, especially if they've been drinking. But not even necessarily if they've been drinking. It's too hot, you're waiting in line, someone looks at you funny, things happen. And they've got police, right there. And you watch those too, Renee? See, we're kindred spirits. So there are the security there at Disney, but then they have some police on property, readily available, and then also, ready to go right away because they know, and stuff's gonna happen. There's always gonna be something gonna go down. Not often do you see it, but it does happen. And when it does happen, it's all over YouTube, all over, Instagram, TikTok, everything, right? So anyway, I was watching some of these. Did you know, this is so funny. I mean, I already knew this, but I didn't know where it was until I started watching some of these videos a while ago, that there is Disney jail. Like, there's a specific place that they take you, kind of behind the scenes, backstage as it is. And that's where they hold you while the police do what they're going to do, or while they're waiting for the police or what have you. And it's so weird. And it's the most once you get inside that area, it is the most bland, boring, colorless place, especially when you just came from Main Street, USA, and it's all lights and colors and sounds and everything. And then you go to the Disney jail and it's just these boring, nondescript office room looking situation. And it's just, yeah, you come from the magic to that, and it's quite the juxtaposition, quite the change. Anyhow, Bonnie, I've been reading my Stephen King, so I'm in the zone. I was reading it quite a bit while we were camping, and even a little bit at night with my headlamp. But it's not the kind of story that would have been enhanced by being in the woods. This is an anthology, and so it's got several different stories, and some of them would be enhanced by being in the woods, but the one I'm reading, no. So it was just pleasant and enjoyable. So Alyssa watches them too. That's awesome. I don't know about this On Patrol Live, but I will absolutely add it to my list. Yeah, Alyssa, driving can actually be really fun. Normally, if it's just me and one child, we'll fly, but I got to save money because me and Mimi in October are going to Maryland, and where this last, year and everything has been, nothing has gone the way I had planned, and so we're just rolling with it. And so financially, I need us to drive. Not a big deal. It is what it is, but we're going to drive. But there's a lot of benefits to driving. Like I was saying, then you have the car there if you need it. You can bring as much as you want to and from. You don't have those restrictions. You don't have to sit waiting in the airport. Plus, Olivia can help drive, so that's awesome. And there are a million awesome places to stop along the way. And it's a lot of together time. So all of it is really a good thing. As far as Maryland, though, Mimi and we will be flying because that's on the clear other side of the country, and we're not driving that. And I don't know that I would trust the van to go quite that far. I mean, she could do it. The van could do it, but we're not doing that to her. She's lived a long life, and she's done She's done well, and I'm not going to do that to her. Anyway, Elizabeth, Liz, my darling, me too. I am absolutely a Nightmare Before Christmas super fan. Have fun making the leashes. Okay, Renee, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out. Rita, it's just, do you know, Rita, I am doing well. What it is one, there's a storm coming in. And come on, you guys know that's going to affect allergies, but not just allergies. I know a lot of you know about when a storm comes in or the weather's changing, your joints and everything get all funky and start, dancing and singing. And anyway, like a funeral dirge and stuff like that. And it's not pleasant. So that's happening. And it's just this new procedure that I'm having done with a different solution in it and a different recovery time. He warned me, but I don't think I believed him, though I should by now, but I didn't. But he did warn me that it would be rougher, and it was, and that it's a longer recovery, and it is. And it'll be what it'll be, and it'll be okay. And then when we do this one again in 3.5 weeks, I don't know that we'll do that same solution in the procedure. We might go back to the other, just because it depends on how much it bounces back, and if it does do what we want it to do, which is speed up the healing, then we'll see. If not, then we're going to go back to the other, much less expensive, less recovery time procedure. We'll see. I don't know. In 2 weeks, I'm getting the other side done. Yeah, it's going to be crazy here for a bit, but it's going to be good. I know, and Rita, I hate to feel like this, and thank you for loving me and caring about me. But this is necessary. It's going to help slow down the progression of the disease and make it possible for me to, get out there and climb that mountain and just live life. But it's just going to be rough for about a year as we keep doing these therapies, but we're going to keep living. We had an amazing camping trip. Had so much fun. I got to sit in the river on my camp chair with my feet in the freezing cold water, numbed them. They were completely numb. It felt amazing. Oh God, it felt so good. Anna, I know you are the super fan of Dixar, Disney Pixar cars. I will be sure. My son is laughing. My kids are laughing at me. A little slip of the tongue there. Hey, naughty. They're raised by me. Raised by me. What are you going to do? But I will be sure to do some footage, Anna, of that. Cars Land and some of our adventures there. That will, of course, go on our other channel, Frugal Family Flies Again, unless I do a live stream, and that will be here. Yeah, Shelly, Frugal Living, absolutely. The barometer, it messes with you. You can't help it. It just does. And in fact, my jaw is really hurting, which sucks because I'm trying to talk. Don't mind me if I have to massage it just a little. Hold on. Oh. I've been getting really deep God, I can't talk. Jesus. Deep tissue massage in this area and chiropractic adjustments. I've done 3 of them now, and it helps so much. But still, with the weather changing and having to talk a lot, getting to talk a lot, it does hurt. So I might have to be a little less expressive than usual. I might have to talk a little bit like this for a minute. Hope you don't mind. Really? Oh, Holly, that's fantastic. She got her some Nightmare Before Christmas patterned shoes. All right, bear with me. I need to know what happens in the rest of this story. If this is totally not your cup of tea, chit chat in the comments. It's just these last couple of pages. Hold on. I just have to know what happens. The story's almost over, and I was hoping I would finish it before we live streamed, but that didn't happen. I got other stuff done, so please bear with me. Okay. No, for reals, Bonnie, we would be the best meteorologists. Like, oh, I feel a bit of a twinge in the old ankle. Oh, the knee is starting to sing to me. Very unpleasant tunes. Yep, the weather's going to change. Anyway, I'm going to just finish reading this aloud. And like I said, if you are not interested in hearing it, talk amongst yourselves or come back in like 10 minutes because I'm going to be here for another hour and a half, you know, and you're just coming along with me for what I'm doing today on this Monday here in Utah. Anyhow, the story I'm finishing up is The Monkey by Stephen King. It's just part of this anthology, Skeleton Crew. Pamela, have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for being here. Shelly, you as well. Have a delicious dinner. Like I said, I'll be on here for another hour and a half. Come and go as you please. You're just going to be with me for my Monday and whatever I happen to be doing, which right now is finishing reading this because it's driving me crazy. Sorry that you're coming in at the end of the story, but it is what it is. It should only take like 10 minutes, okay? Okay. But I'm going to go nuts if I don't finish reading this. Hold on. All right, he began to row, bending to the work. The old familiar ache in the small of his back and between his shoulder blades began. The shore receded. Petey was magically 8 again, 6, a 4-year-old standing at the edge of the water. He shaded his eyes with one infant hand. Oh, that's beautiful. God, I love Stephen King. He is my fave. My fave. My fave. I mean, I have others that I love as well, but when I'm in the right mood, anyway, even though he sucks at endings, so hopefully this will be a good ending. We'll see. Hal glanced casually at the shore, but would not allow himself to actually study it. It had been nearly 15 years, and if he studied the shoreline carefully, he would see the changes rather than the similarities and become lost. The sun beat on his neck and he began to sweat. He looked at the flight bag, and for a moment, he lost the bend and pull rhythm. The flight bag seemed to be bulging. He began to row faster. The wind gusted, drying the sweat and cooling his skin. The boat rose, and the bow slapped water to either side when it came down. Hadn't the wind freshened just in the last minute or so? And was Petey calling something? Yes. Hal couldn't make it out. Over the wind. It didn't matter. Getting rid of the monkey for another 20 years. Or maybe, please God, forever. Forever, that was what mattered. The boat reared and came down. He glanced left and saw baby whitecaps. He looked shoreward and again saw Hunter's Point and a collapsed wreck that must have been the Borden's boathouse when he and Bill were kids. Almost there then. Almost over the spot where Amos Culligan's famous Studebaker had plunged through the ice one long ago December. Almost over the deepest part of the lake. Petey was screaming something, screaming and pointing. Hal still couldn't. He couldn't hear. The rowboat rocked and rolled, flattening off clouds of thin spray to either side of its peeling bow. A tiny rainbow glowed in one. It was pulled apart. Sunlight and shadow raced across the lake in shudders, and the waves were not mild now. The whitecaps had grown up. His sweat had dried to gooseflesh, and spray had soaked the back of his jacket. He rowed grimly, eyes alternating between the shoreline and the flight bag. The boat rose again, this time so high that for a moment the left oar pawed at air instead of water. Petey was pointing at the sky, his scream now only a faint, bright runner of sound. Hal looked over his shoulder. The lake was a frenzy of waves. It had gone a deadly dark shade of blue, sewn with white seams. A shadow raced across the water toward the boat, and something in its shape was familiar, so terribly familiar that Hal looked up, and then the scream was there, struggling in his tight throat. The sun was behind the cloud, turning it into a hunched, working shape with 2 gold-edged crescents held apart. 2 holes were torn in one end of the cloud, and sunshine poured through in 2 shafts. As the cloud crossed over the boat, the monkey's cymbals, barely muffled by the flight bag, began to beat. Jing, 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 jing. It's you, Hal. It's finally you. You're over the deepest part of the lake now, and it's your turn, your turn, your turn. All the necessary shoreline elements had clicked into their places. The rotting bones of Amos Culligan's Studebaker lay somewhere below. This was where the big ones were. This was the place. Hal shipped the oars to the locks in one quick jerk, leaned forward, unmindful of the wildly rocking boat, and snatched the flight bag. The cymbals made their wild pagan music. The bag's sides bellowed as if with tenebrous respiration. "Right here, you son of a whore," Hal screamed. "Right here." He threw the bag over the side. It sank fast. For a moment, he could see it going down, sides moving, and for that endless moment, he could still hear the cymbals beating. And for a moment, the black water seemed to clear, and he could see down into that terrible gulf of waters to where the big ones lay. There was Amos Culligan's Studebaker, and Hal's mother was behind its slimy wheel, a grinning skeleton with a lake bass staring coldly from one fleshless eye socket. Uncle Will and Aunt Ida lolled beside her, and Aunt Ida's gray hair trailed upward as the bag fell, turning over and over, a few silver bubbles trailing up. Jang, 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 jang. Hal slammed the oars back into the water, scraping blood from his knuckles, and oh God, the back of Amos Culligan's Studebaker had been full of dead children, Charlie Silverman, Johnny McCabe, and began to bring the boat about. There was a dry pistol-shot crack between his feet, and suddenly, clear water was welling up between two boards. The boat was old, the water had shrunk a bit, no doubt. It was just a small leak, but it hadn't been there when he rowed out. He would have sworn to it. The shore and lake changed places in his view. Petey was at his back now. Overhead, that awful simian cloud was breaking up. Hal began to row. 20 seconds was enough to convince him he was rowing for his life. He was only a so-so swimmer, and even a great one would have been put to the test in this suddenly angry water. Two more boards suddenly shrank apart with that pistol-shot sound. More water poured into the boat, dousing his shoes. There were tiny, metallic snapping sounds that he realized were nails breaking. One of the oarlocks snapped and flew off into the water. Would the swivel itself go next? The wind now came from his back as if trying to slow him down or even drive him into the middle of the lake. He was terrified, but he felt a crazy kind of exhilaration through the terror. The monkey was gone for good this time. He knew it somehow. Whatever happened to him, the monkey would not be back to draw a shadow over Dennis's life or Petey's. The monkey was gone, perhaps resting on the roof or the hood of Amos Culligan's Studebaker at the bottom of Crystal Lake. Gone for good. He rowed, bending forward and rocking back. That cracking, crimping sound came again, and now the rusty Crisco can that had been lying in the bow of the boat was floating in 3 inches of water. Spray blew in Hal's face. There was a louder snapping sound, and the bow seat fell in 2 places and floated next to the bait box. A board tore off the left side of the boat, and then another, this one at the waterline, tore off at the right. Hal rowed. Breath rasped in his mouth, hot and dry, and then his throat swelled with the coppery taste of exhaustion. His sweaty hair flew. Now a crack zipped directly up the bottom of the rowboat, zigzagged between his feet, and ran up to the bow. Water gushed in. He was in water up to his ankles, then to the swell of calf. He rowed, but the boat's shoreward movement was sludgy now. He didn't dare look behind him to see how close he was getting. Another board tore loose. The crack running up the center of the boat grew branches like a tree. Water flooded in. Hal began to make the oars sprint, breathing in great, failing gasps. He pulled once, twice, and on the third pull, both oar swivels snapped off. He lost one oar, held on to the other. He rose to his feet and began to flail out the water with it. The boat rocked, almost capsized, and spilled him back onto his seat with a thump. Moments later, more boards tore loose. The seat collapsed, and he was lying in the water which filled the bottom of the boat, astounded at his coldness. He tried to get on his knees, desperately thinking, Petey must not see this, must not see his father drown right in front of his eyes. You're going to swim. Dog paddle if you have to, but do something. There was another splintering crack, almost a crash, and he was in the water, swimming for the shore as he had never swum in his life, and the shore was amazingly close. A minute later, he was standing, waist deep in water, not 5 yards from the beach. Petey splashed towards him, arm out, screaming and crying and laughing. Hal started toward him and floundered. Petey, chest deep, floundered. They caught each other. Hal, breathing in great winded gasps, nevertheless hoisted the boy into his arms and carried him up the beach, where both of them sprawled, panting. Daddy, is it gone, that nasty bad monkey? Yes, I think it's gone, for good this time. The boat fell apart. It just fell apart around you. Hal looked at the boards floating loose on the water 40 feet out. They bore no resemblance to the tight, handmade rowboat he had pulled out of the boathouse. It's all right now, Hal said. Leaning back on his elbows, he shut his eyes and let the sun warm his face. Did you see the cloud? Petey whispered. Yes, but I don't see it now. Do you? They looked at the sky. There were scattered white puffs here and there, but no dark cloud. It was gone, as he had said. Hal pulled Petey to his feet. There'll be towels up at the house. Come on. But he paused, looking at his son. You were crazy running out there like that. Petey looked at him solemnly. You were brave, Daddy. Was I? The thought of bravery had never crossed his mind, only his fear. The fear had been too big to see anything else, if anything else had indeed been there. Come on, Petey. What are we going to tell Mom? Hal smiled. I don't know, big guy. We'll think of something. He paused a moment longer, looking at the boards floating on the water. The lake was calm again, sparkling with small wavelets. Suddenly, Hal thought of summer people he didn't even know, a man and his son perhaps, fishing for the big one. Oh, no. I've got something, Dad, the boy screams. Well, reel it up and let's see, the father says. And coming up from the depths, weeds draggling from its cymbals, grinning its terrible, welcoming grin. The monkey. He shuddered, but those were only things that might be. Come on, he said to Petey again, and they walked up the path through the flaming October woods toward the home place. From the Bridgeton News, October 24, 1980. Mystery of the Dead Fish by Betsy Moriarty. Hundreds of dead fish were found floating belly up on Crystal Lake in the neighboring township of Casco late last week. The largest numbers appeared to have died in the vicinity of Hunter's Point, although the lake's currents make this a bit difficult to determine. The dead fish included all types commonly found in these waters: bluegill, pickerels, sunnies, carp, hornpout, brown and rainbow trout, even one landlocked salmon. Fish and game authorities say they are mystified. Did the monkey go on? Yeah, I think it did, as cursed monkeys often do. Well, at least Hal got rid of it, and his family won't suffer anymore. He did lose his dad, anyhow, and his mom, and his aunt, and his best friend, and now on to another family. God, thanks for bearing with me, guys. I had to finish that. And bravo, kudos, Stephen King. It was a delightful ending, right? Finn Julianne, hi. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, perfect timing, Pamela, because we just finished reading that. And I got my ending to the story, and it was perfect. Yeah. God. It was fun. Wow. Sorry, when I finish a story like that, I need to digest it, for a minute. And yeah. Ugh. And then kind of think it through. Now, unfortunately, you guys not having read the whole thing. So where he gets an image in his head of another father and son fishermen pulling the monkey. It's one of those little toy monkeys that, looks just like that. That image most likely is true, that they pulled it out of the lake, because earlier in the story, he would know when the monkey took out somebody else. He would see it in his head. He would see it, know about it somehow. And so most likely that is what happened. And so now I'm wondering, okay, how will they get rid of the monkey? You know what I mean? Because this character, his father disappeared when he was a little kid. And his father was the one who had brought home the monkey originally. It has a lot of similarities to although it came out later, so it could be based on this. Gremlins, there's definitely some similarities there, or Monkey Paw. Anyway, a lot of people derive inspiration from Stephen King because he's just so prolific and has just such, a repertoire, there's a massive collection of work, anyway, and a lot of it's really good. Some of it's not, some of it's wacky, especially when it comes to endings. But this one, Now what I want to know is, one thing it didn't answer, why was Petey, which is his son, his youngest son, what was he hollering about on the beach? Was it just about the cloud overhead? Because he didn't say anything else about why he was whooping and hollering from the shore. It had to be because of the cloud, and then also, what was that cloud about? I'm gonna have to reread some of that because it's different when you're reading it aloud versus reading it on the page on, kind of your own slower time and processing. I'll go back to it. Anyway, I just have to say thank you. Thank you so much for bearing with me and letting me do that because, oh, Holly, thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys. I needed the ending of that. And then I will start Cain Rose Up. Let's see, which ones have I read? Like I said, I come back to this and just like, sorry, I need to turn on. Sorry about that. Sorry. Let me see if it'll let me. Okay. Sorry. I was getting notifications and I don't want to get those. I'm at this moment getting so many scam friend requests, like so many scam friend requests, usually of a widower man in the military. Generally, that's what they are, but with a really wacky name or a name that's so nondescript that it's like, I don't believe your name is actually John William Smith. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be your friend anyway, wacko. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those ones that, please don't think I'm rude, but I would love to be your friend. They'll reply to your comments on random things. I would love if you added me as a friend. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, every day on Facebook, Julianne, every day. But now they're sending me like Facebook requests too. It's annoying because then it like pops up and then you've got to, anyway. Oh, Bonnie, I would love to know which one you have of his anthology series. There are several. I really like Night Shift. That has some real fun ones in it. But anyway, so this one, though, is Skeleton Crew. And if you recall, I used to dumpster dive at the Savers thrift store, and I think that's where this one is from. If you've been with us forever, you'll remember their dumpster of books. They just have a dumpster where they would throw all the books, a regular size dumpster. That's where I got so many books from there. And I do plan to hit up that dumpster again at some point. Not sure when. We'll see when I'm up to it. But anyway, lots of good books from there. And then many that have been sent to me. Our late and wonderful friend, Laura Ann Puhala, rest in peace. She sent me a whole bunch of Stephen King, and I know several others of you have also sent me some. But anyhow, so this one includes, let me see, The Mist, which I haven't read because I need to really be in the right mood for that one. It is not the same as the movie adaptation. The ending I know is different. And the ending on the television or movie adaptation of The Mist is horrific. Just absolutely tragic, like coming from a parent's point of view. But I know that's not the ending in the story. But I do know that Stephen King prefers the ending of the movie adaptation, actually. One of the rare times that he actually prefers, an adaptation. Here There Be Tigers. I've read that. The Monkey, just finished that. Cain Rose Up, no. Mrs. Todd's Shortcut, I've read that. The Jaunt, read that. The Wedding Gig, read that. Paranoid, A Chant, I don't think I've read that one. The Raft, I've read that. And I also really enjoy the movie adaptation of it. Really fun one. Word Processor of the Gods, read that. The Man Who Would Not Shake Hands, read that. Like I said, I'll come back to it when I'm in the mood over the last couple of years and just pick one of the stories to read, which is a really fun thing about anthologies versus novels, and especially Stephen King novels that are usually like this thick, right? I can just pick one, read it in a day, put the book back and go on to something else. So So there, I'm just all over the place on these. Beach World, haven't read that. The Reaper's Image, I don't think I've read that. Nona, For Owen, Survivor Type, Uncle Otto's Truck, I have read that one. Morning Deliveries, Milkman #1, no. Big Wheels, A Tale of the Laundry Game, Milkman #2, no. Grandma, no. The Ballad of the Flexible Bullet, no. The Reach, no. And Notes, no. So I have several more to read. But I think what one I want to read next, the one that's kind of calling to me, would be probably Survivor Type, or maybe For Owen, because that's only 2 pages. Let me see. 405. Do you if you're a reader, if you're into reading, which I hope you are, but if you're not, that's okay. Do you like, you know how you'll read like the back of the book, which I no longer have, or in the title page or in the dust jacket? Do you, beyond reading those, kind of skim over the story a little bit to see if it like catches you? I know I do that with like YouTube videos, movies, and books. Kind of skim, or I'll start and see if it catches me, start just reading a little bit. And if I find that I'm wanting a chair, then I know this is a story I want to read. You know what I mean? So I tend to do that with a lot of things. But if I feel the need for a chair, yes, notwithstanding my current physical condition where I do need a chair often. Holly, don't worry about that. Come and go as you please. We've still got another hour. Wow, is it already? We've done our first hour? I'm sorry. If we need to, we'll go longer. I don't know. I really want to make up to you guys for not keeping my appointment with you on Friday. If we go a little longer, that's great. I am also kind of testing out my endurance for a longer live stream, mostly just how my jaw does, because I would like, once the kids do go back to school in 9 days, to start doing longer live streams and more often. So we'll see. This is also a good opportunity to kind of trial run that and see how we do. But anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, if you do the same thing, tell me. You do it, Rita? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll turn a movie on, like on Tubi, especially with horror movies. It's very much the case that I'll watch a couple of minutes and kind of, sorry, I gotta rub my jaw a little bit. Arthritis, what are you gonna do? Oh God. One of the next things on our list is to start the wet needling in my jaw. That's gonna be a fun one. I'm bringing you guys along when that happens. That's if I can get it to pass age restriction on YouTube, we'll see. But anyway, but I like to start a movie. First couple of minutes, is it catching me? Is it, whatever? And if it hasn't caught me in the first few minutes, then I'm like, I'll try something else, and maybe this will be something I'll come back to. Unless I absolutely hated the first couple of minutes, then, no. But with books, I also do that. So let's just bear with me. I love, for instance, the way it's written in like poetry form. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just noticing that, and it's a little bit visually pleasing. Judy, hi Judy. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Vicky, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about that. I absolutely understand anniversaries of people that we loved. Absolutely. So my heart is with you. I absolutely know how that is. And whatever and however you can, whenever you can be here with us on this extended live stream, I'm grateful to have you. So I do like aesthetically, visually, how it looks. That makes me happy. Does that mean it's going to be a story I enjoy? Not necessarily, but Julianne says that is exactly how I approach the beginning of a new book. If I don't like it right away, I will put it down and try again a lot later. Yeah. Yep. And that's an interesting thing also with an anthology series, is that you're not necessarily going to love every story in there. And so part of the reason has taken me so long to get through it, excuse me, is that there have been a couple of them that were kind of duds that I didn't love. And so it was like, I'm not in a hurry to pick that up again. You know what I mean? So Okay, let me see. All right, this literally is just that. That's the story. So I'm going to read it. Hope you don't mind. Talk amongst yourselves if you don't want to hear it. But it says, for Owen. And it literally is this and this. If you ever feel like writer's block or discouraged because you're wanting to write that next great American novel, but you're like 300 pages is so daunting, it doesn't have to be. You can start with just that, and you will have completed a story, you know? Telling myself that more than anybody else. Moment. For Owen. Walking to school, you ask me what other schools have grades. I get as far as Fruit Street and your eyes go away. As we walk under these yellow trees, you have your army lunchbox under one arm and your short legs, dressed in combat fatigues, make your shadow into a scissors that cuts nothing on the sidewalk. You tell me suddenly that all the students there are fruits. Everyone picks on the blueberries because they are so small. The bananas, you say, are patrol boys. In your eyes, I see homerooms of oranges, assemblies of apples. All you say have arms and legs. And the watermelons are often tardy. They waddle and they are fat. Like me, you say. I could tell you things, but better not. That watermelon children cannot tie their own shoes. The plums do it for them. Or how I steal your face, steal it, and wear it for my own. Jesus. It wears out fast on my face. It's the stretching that does it. I could tell you that dying's an art, and I am learning fast. In that school, I think you have already picked up your own pencil and begun to write your name. Between now and then, I suppose we could someday play you truant and drive over to Fruit Street, and I could park in a rain of these October leaves, and we could watch a banana escort the last tardy watermelon through those tall doors. What the hell did I just read? The crap was that? Well, it wasn't what I was expecting. Hi, Nancy. I'm so glad you're here. That's awesome, Bonnie. Good for you. Judy, I am getting the ultrasound guided wet needling done on both elbows and now both hips regularly every 4 weeks for each side. Well, this last week, I believe it was Thursday, I unfortunately had shown too much regression on the left side, and we had to go up to the next therapy, which is called prolotherapy, and it has a longer recovery time and is a much more painful procedure, but hopefully it does more healing, encourages more healing than the other therapy. We'll see how it goes. So that's this. But I am off of the narcotics today, so that's wonderful. I did have to have a tiny sip of rum before this extended live stream, and we'll probably have another right after. Ooh, there goes James. Into his office. A rare sighting of the elusive one. But anyway, what the heck did I just read? I had no idea where it was going. Like, it's for Owen. Who is Owen? Is that his son? No, that's not his son's name. Actually, I don't know how many sons he has, but who is this Owen person that he should write this very short story where he compares people, students particularly, to fruit, and then wears one of their faces? Like, what the freak is that? Judy, it is one of Stephen King's short story anthologies. This one is Skeleton Crew. I've been reading it off and on for a couple of years, just picking it up here and there when I'm in the mood and reading a short story. And then if it was a good short story, then I will very soon read another one. And if it wasn't a good one, then it's a long time before I read another. Just a few minutes ago, we read the last of The Monkey, which I had been reading over the weekend during our camping trip, and was very anxious to get to the end of that story. And so we read it together. And then I was looking for, well, which one do I want to read next? And I saw, well, this for Owen is only, the front and back of a page, but good Lord. Jeez. Sorry, I got to read that part again. That is so weird. I could tell you things, but better not. That watermelon children cannot tie their own shoes. The plums do it for them. Or how I steal your face. Steal it, and wear it for my own. It wears out fast on my face. Oh! I'm going to try to interpret here. So some of you know I have a bachelor's degree in English with an emphasis on creative writing. And part of the creative writing emphasis is a lot of breaking stuff down, unpacking it, kind of criticizing it, critiquing it, really getting into the nuts and bolts and the guts of writing, whether it's sonnets, lyrics, tomes like this, and really breaking it apart and digging into it and sucking the marrow out of it, and then anyway, interpreting and whatever. And so I haven't done this in a minute, but I want to with this little part here, because what's coming to me when he says, how I steal your face, steal it, and wear it for my own, and it wears out fast on my face, is what it's saying to me is something about not being our true selves and how we wear other people's faces or their idiosyncrasies we take on, or their characteristics, or their isms
to fit in,
to be accepted, to be normal, to feel normal, all the while suppressing that magic, uniqueness, strangeness even that is us, that people might not be as eager to embrace, or that sets us apart, or that we want to deny. Two-faced, yeah. Hi, Kristen. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. We're going to be on for another hour. This is my extended live stream to make up for missing out on Friday, but also to kind of test my endurance and see how long I'm able to talk and do this, because I want to start doing longer live streams. So yeah, because the kids are going to be back in school in 9 days. What is the name of James's channel? Yeah, if you didn't know, James has a channel here on YouTube called Smiles for Miles, because his nickname is Smiley from high school, and it's Smiles for Miles. All it is bike riding. So don't expect it to be like coming along on daily life, family life, stuff like that, because it's not. It's bikes and hiking.
And snowboarding.
Oh, and snowboarding.
That's not
and I don't watch much of it because it terrifies me. But I would love for you to watch it and get to know my sweet, darling, elusive James, and the things that he does for enjoyment, relaxation, exercise. But most of it terrifies me. And so I don't watch. Yeah, it scares me. Terrifies me. He's had several bike accidents over the years, and scares the hell out of me. Yeah, it is, Judy. It is scary. But it's also very interesting, and he sees beautiful places that I never get to see. So there's that. Hello, Terry. Thanks for being here. Anyway, I think that is really interesting, and interesting that I should read that right now at this moment about faces that we wear. I was thinking more, kind of Hannibal Lecter or Dwight Schrute when he on The Office, when he cuts the face off the the freaking CPR dummy, and he's hello, Clarice. Anyway, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. You guys know I love Dwight Schrute. He is my hero. I have several Schrutes, like bobbleheads and stuff, and sweater and stickers, and Yeah. If you ever are in the mood and are like, what could I send Julie the Frugal Mama that she would make room for, that she would be thrilled with, that would make her day? Dwight Schrute. Anything Dwight Schrute. Like, anything Dwight Schrute from The Office. I love Dwight Schrute. He is, he is my patron saint. Dwight Schrute is. I've learned a lot from him. Anyway, will I ever write a book? God, Melly, blah, blah. Yes. Yes, I have
some stories going.
I do have, that's true, Reggie, thank you. I do have several stories going right now that I'm working on, including an autobiography, a semi-autobiographical kind of exploration of some events in my life that I need to process and I need to work through, and writing is a great way to do that. But it also takes a hell of a lot out of you. And I would like to keep this to just medicinal and occasional, couple times a year enjoyment kind of a situation. So it's difficult. It is difficult. Plus my brain is always in 100 different places. And so it is, without having a due date or a deadline, it's really easy to pull away and do something else. But I do need to do that for sure. I do. Let's see. What is wet needling? Nancy asks. So you use ultrasound, just like, you're seeing what your baby is, same machine, and they move it over the affected area. And so for me, I have severe tendon disease for normal reasons that anyone else would have it, but also for all of the bony growths inside and outside of my joints. And that's because I have arthritis, an autoimmune disease. And so the tendons are just shredded. They're just absolutely shredded. I talk a lot more about it on my grown-up channel, which is called My Current Obsession. Nancy, I would highly recommend checking it out there and would love to have you along over there. And there, I actually bring you along for some of those appointments, those procedures. They are pretty intense. What they do is, regular wet needling is just anesthetic and saline, and they inject it into the area many times in one sitting in all the affected areas. And the idea behind it is to re-injure the area, but a different type of injury. And so it brings your white blood cells to the affected area and helps prompt a healing response. And when we started it months and months ago, this elbow, which is the worst elbow, needed surgery. Well, we're out of surgery territory now on this elbow. So it has worked really, really well. The problem is that I can never rest those joints enough for it to, and plus I have a degenerative condition. It will never be fixed. The idea is to slow it down and to repair as much of the damage as possible, and to slow down the progress of the disease and the degeneration. Well, anyway, so this side that I had done this last week was, in doing the ultrasound, we found that it was, and based on my pain levels, it was just not doing enough. And so instead of the regular wet needling, which is just anesthetic and saline, we went to the next level up, which is called prolotherapy, which is actually a sugar water solution, is how he explained it to me. And it's the same procedure: injecting, stab, stabbity, stab, while you are lying on a, not quite an operating table, but the chairs that bend back and lift up and down and everything. And they run the ultrasound over to guide where they're injecting to make sure they don't get in a nerve or a vein. And it's a much more painful. I mean, the regular wet needling is painful, but this is far more painful and has a longer recovery time. And so it is taking a long time to recover from it, which is really frustrating. But the idea is that it will cause a bigger inflammation response and get more of those healing properties to it and actually speed up the healing. And instead of getting these procedures done on my elbows and hips every few months, we're now doing each side, elbow and hip, every 4 weeks to try to speed things up. But again, I go into more depth and bring you along and stuff like that over on my grown-up channel, My Current Obsession. So yeah. God, let me just a little massage. So we've made it to 1 hour and 16 minutes. And though this hurts, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. Yeah, I would really like, once the kids go back to school, to start doing longer live streams, and more often. So we'll see. Gotta build up the stamina. Yeah, Vin Julian, it is a lot like a Stephen King movie and a bit of a horror show. We are not to stem cell therapy, where I qualify for it and would absolutely benefit from it, but insurance doesn't cover it at all. At all. The level below that is PRP, where they take your blood and centrifuge it and take your plasma and inject that into the affected area. And it has an amazing efficacy rate, but is also not covered by insurance. So I'm saving up on my health savings account to hopefully get one procedure of that done before the end of the year. But it's like $650 per session. And that would only cover an elbow and a hip. And you have to pay cash up front. And that's below stem cells. So stem cells, I'd have to give up my Disney trips and my one-on-one with the kids trips. And so it's what we're hoping is that by doing this, that the insurance, they cover the wet needling, they partially cover the prolotherapy. So hopefully with these more budget-friendly options and doing it more often, maybe we can get the PRP and or the stem cell therapy, because that would be amazing. But yeah, insurance jerks. Yeah, I'll need to sell a lot of mystery boxes. Speaking of which, we're almost there. I said that the plan is to do a soft launch this month of the mystery boxes. But it's all dependent on my body and how well it is doing to be able to do what I need to do. I think it'll be a lot easier to jump in on that once the kids are back at school. Everything's like set up. I have the boxes, the like flat rate boxes. I have all of the merchandise organized, labeled. So it's just launching it, just doing it. And I will tell you, I'm nervous because I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know if I'm going to have put all this time and energy and effort into it and then it just flops, And I don't think I can handle that kind of rejection right now. I don't think I'm in the condition mentally or physically or emotionally to handle a rejection. So am I a little bit procrastinating? Yeah, absolutely. And saying, well, I still have to get this done and do this thing. And, after the kids go back to school. Yeah, totally. Confession time. Yes, I am procrastinating a little bit because, hey, there's Mimi, getting some more pizza. Because, yeah, I worry about how it's going to go. I do. But I've tried a million other things that have worked or not worked, and I've survived and keep on keeping on. So it's just going to be another thing that I'll try that'll either work or won't, and we'll be fine. But you know how it is? You get to like the edge of the diving board and you know, then once you jump, it's woohoo! Ah, oh no, splat. So it'll be fine. It'll be good, but I am procrastinating. I am. But I did promise a soft launch this month, and we will. But it will be, I can guarantee, after the kids have gone back to school. Yeah, because it'll be something I'll want to do probably during the day while they're all in their studies. Yeah, and Olivia is at work, and I've got the place to myself. It's probably what we're gonna do. So stay tuned. It'll be happening. Yeah, Van Julianne, and that I am gonna be getting more of the packing supplies again. I used to salvage them all the time, but they took up so much space, and then I wasn't doing eBay anymore, and so I didn't need them. The boxes we're gonna do, I actually get for free from the post office. They are flat rate boxes, and they'll actually deliver them to your house. They'll have the mailman drop them off for free. Yeah, if you don't abuse the system. But we're gonna do small, medium, and large flat rate boxes, and it'll be, the goal is for it to be 99% salvaged stuff, but the other things will be, you know, stuff that's been sent to us that's kind of excess, or things from sponsors. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll do mystery scoops, and I'm going to call it salvaged scoops. Yeah, kind of excited about that. And it'll be like, you'll get to see, you know, kind of we'll pan over a table of goodies, and then you'll like pick small, medium, or large flat rate box, and you get whatever will fit in that box, and you pay the flat rate fee of the shipping, and then some flat rate fee on top of that for the merchandise, my time, whatever. I don't know yet what that will be. I'm trying to figure out what is fair and what is reasonable in these current economic times. And then there will also be the international flat rate as well. So we don't want to leave the rest of our audience out. And then I'm still working on the video part of it, because a lot of the ones that I watch, I really enjoy watching them, the mystery scoops and the stuff like that. You can pay an extra fee, and it's a small fee, but then your scoop actually gets recorded and you get a video dedicated to you. That anyway is like an extra like $5 or $10 to have a dedicated video of your stuff getting scooped, packaged, sent off, whatever. And so otherwise you just get the box, you don't know what's going to be in it. Whereas if you do a video, then you get to see what's going to be in it. Like 100% for sure what's in it. Anyway, so still working out a few of those final details, but I will do a soft launch trial run of it in a couple of weeks. Ooh, in a couple of weeks. I'm so scared. I'm terrified. But it'll be good. It'll be really good. Yep. Salvaged scoops. Oh, Bonnie, you do not need to do that. You do not need to do that. If you felt like it, if you were so inclined, probably bubble wrap and packing tape. Bubble wrap and packing tape. Those will be the things. But please do not in any way feel the need to do that. Nope. Okay. You guys have sent us so many treasures over the years. Yeah. Ooh, another fun one that Vin Julianne is suggesting, Julie's clutter box. Oh, we could have so much fun with that. We could have so much fun with that. Yeah, and some of the things will be from our decluttering, but it's not going to be just junk, you know. You guys are not getting junk. It'll be all good stuff. But yeah, some of it will in fact be from decluttering. Excuse me. And occasionally or often, I don't know yet, there will be some of the crafting that myself or the kids will do, but I'm not going to commit to how much that will be, like how often we'll be able to include things like that. I know we've had so many requests for that, for it to be craft projects that the kids have done or that I have done or that we have done. And I am absolutely going to try to incorporate some of that, maybe as bonus things or limited run kind of stuff. The little graduation ducks that we found in the bins, we're going to paint them. So those will be a limited run of things. And then the cups, the graduation cups we found, we're going to paint those as well. So stay tuned. Those will be something. But, and I have several others in mind. It's just a matter of, you know, how much of it can we do? And, and we'll see, you know, but I have definitely taken all those suggestions to heart, and I'll figure something out. We'll get there. It's, like I said, it's still figuring it all out, working out some of the bugs, some of the kinks, and planning for a soft launch in a couple of weeks. The other thing that I'm wondering about is, I know a really popular thing that is done with like the mystery scoops is live streaming. I don't know how you do that unless it's like, well, say the orders are already in, like you already know that Susie has ordered a medium box and Lucy has ordered a small box and Samantha has ordered a large box. And so in this live stream, we're gonna do their scoops for them as a special today or something. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know how you would take orders over a live stream. I know it is done. I know people do it, but I don't know how. Still things to think about. And that's all those are like next steps. Those are like further evolutions of the process. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll see. Just to even get this going will be a to-do, you know, and to keep it going will be a to-do. So maybe I need to stop like trying to bite off all these other possibilities and iterations and whatever until we like freaking start. There's Kaza. Hello, my darling. Oh, I'm so glad you're here in the middle of the night in Scotland. Good Lord. 1:20 a.m. You and Manuela, you guys are real. I mean, all of you are. You're all wonderful, delightful. I'm so grateful. But you're catching me in the middle of the night. Thank you. What we're doing, Kaza, this is an extended live stream to make up for not being able to live stream last Friday. And also to see how well I do with, you know, jaw pain, how well I do with all the chit chat, how long I can chit chat. You know what I mean? Where is the cat, Rita? Kitty is still out on maneuvers. We have a storm coming in and she is out, you know, sussing everything out, making sure everything's battened down before the storm comes in. I don't know what she's up to, but she's out there and she's patrolling. She's very good about that, making sure that other ne'er-do-well kitty cats leave our yard alone, or random bunnies that are hopping by. She will make sure that they are escorted off the property. More often than not, though, she's sunning herself in whatever sunny spot is most comfortable. She did bring us a sock today. She has not done that in forever. Remember, she used to, like, I don't know where she would find these socks and gloves. Guaranteed she stole them from all the neighbors. And, you know, she would do this really special meow at the door. She had not done that in ages. She did that this morning. She brought us a dirty sock. Made my day. Yeah. Kaza, I am so glad to hear you're doing better than you were. I wish you a quick and complete recovery. So Bonnie says that they're in Wisconsin. It is 7:27 p.m. Yeah, Kaza, COVID is no joke, especially those of us who have other circumstances. It's not fun. It's not fun. Not fun. There's Lisa shouting out from Norway where it is 2:29 a.m. Good Lord, Lisa. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. Norway is on my list, you guys, someday. It is 8:30 a.m. It can't be a.m. It's got to be p.m. Right, Judy? I think you meant p.m. in New York City. Kaza's daughter has adopted the neighbor's cat, Garfield. I hope the neighbors are okay with that. That's what I thought you meant, Judy, was p.m. Rita's still struggling with that bad foot. You know, my foot, 1.5 million times better than it was. But I don't think we'll ever get to a point where it doesn't hurt with activity. And I'm working on accepting that and just dealing with it, you know? It's not like the kind of pain that would make me not walk, but you know, you do some walking, some hiking, some incline, some whatevs, and I need a Tylenol. And that annoys me, but then I have to remind myself that I almost lost my foot. Did you guys know that? I don't know if I ever got into just how serious it was. It was necrotic. Like my foot was dying. It was dying. He said that the part that was necrotic, it was like mushroom, or not mushroom, marshmallow. It was like the consistency of marshmallow. Your bone is not supposed to feel like marshmallow. My foot was dying. I almost lost my foot. And so I remind myself, yeah, the first doctors did me no favors at all. That is absolutely true. They were, anyway, completely incompetent. But I have a foot and it works and it's bionic. And even if I need me a Tylenol or 2 or 3, I can walk, I can hike, not loads, but that's not just because my foot. So we'll get there. And yeah, I still have 2 feet and I'm so incredibly lucky. And so when I am out making my effort and, you know, walking and stuff and it hurts, I do remind myself, you are so freaking lucky. You are so incredibly lucky. You know, I have to keep reminding myself on the regular. It's so easy how quickly we forget just how lucky we are or just how bad it has been and how bad it could have been, you know? Working on that. Hello, Debbie from Powell River, British Columbia, Canada. Did I get that right? British Columbia, Canada? Powell River. I don't know the area, but I'm glad to have you here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Judy says her daughter had surgery on her toe today. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, ouch. My brothers, not to share their business, but I recall my brothers, for whatever reason, I think it just ran in the family and was something that like my dad dealt with. And so then my brothers, but they chronically would have ingrown toenails and would have to go to the doctor and get that stuff dug out. And it was the most, horrible. Or they would, take care of it themselves at home, which was insanity and so disgusting. I watched one time and oh my God, that's awful. Just awful. God. Ooh. Anyway, I wish your daughter well. Yeah, Kaza, 100%. It takes a toll mentally when your physical health is bad. Yes, it does. And it can wear on you and it can take you to some really dark places. I was in one of those right before I got this procedure done because the elbow was so bad. And you get feeling pretty hopeless, pretty helpless, pretty frustrated. And yeah, I was there for a minute. Gratefully, we went camping and it was so beautiful, you guys. It was so beautiful. And we had so much fun. Nieces, nephews, grandparents. brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, you know, all their aunts and uncles for the kids. And we, you know, it was so beautiful. God, it was so, oh, there's Kitty. If you want to see Kitty, Reagan brought Kitty. Oh, here. Ándale, gatita, no, Kitty, I moved the stuff. Go ahead, go to your happy place. She'll end up back here if she decides to forgive me for having some clothes in the way of her happy place. There. There she is, hermosa Kitty. Oh, Angelita preciosa, maldita. Yes. See, even naughty words can be beautiful if said with the right tone and inflection. There's your kitty. There she is. Mi amor. Anyway, there you go. There she is. What?
Now I want to know what you were saying.
No, it's fine. You don't need to know. Some things you don't need to know. Just my kitty. Just my kitty. Anyway, yeah, so we had the most wonderful time. The only sad thing was that Olivia had to work, but she stayed here and took care of Kitty and took care of Albert the spider and my plants. And she worked and took care of my mom's kitties as well, because my mom was out of town. And so it all, you know, worked out. But we definitely want Lulu to be with us on the next one. But so I was in a bit of a pity party kind of a place, you know, because I was in so much pain. And then we went camping, and it just, good food, good company, so much laughing and hugging, and the trees, God, beautiful. Excuse me, so beautiful. And sitting in the river on my camp chair with my feet in the crazy cold water. Using a straw? Yeah. Good Lord, that's loud. My feet went totally numb, completely numb, and felt so much better for like 2 hours after. It was just like, it was wonderful. And just the nature, and then the cowboys, you know, with their herd of cows, driving them, you know, up the mountain, and just, the kids laughing and playing with their cousins. She didn't get nothing for you, Kitty. You just calm down. Déjala en paz. Anyway, so, you know, the kids laughing and playing, and then, you know, with a bunch of us playing card games and all of it. Oh, there he goes again. There he goes. It was so wonderful. And we had mishaps galore. And then there was this downpour of rain as we were trying to make Navajo tacos. Trying to cook with oil when it's raining. That doesn't work so good. And anyway, but we had such a good time. Like, no, Mimi, I need the light. Aww. Sorry.
Kitty wants to hide.
No, I need the light. Kitty, we've only got 20 more minutes. You can handle it. Oh, and there's Pamela. Yeah, Pamela, I am so incredibly fortunate. So incredibly fortunate. And we had a wonderful time. And even if it was just sitting around chit-chatting, you know, or watching the kids playing in the hammocks and swinging each other like crazy and worrying that it was going to be too much, you know, and then my niece making me a bracelet so we could be twinners, and all of it, you know, and Mumu chopping the tomatoes for me, and Reagan being our gopher because he's our muscle, you know, running around doing 100 different things. And then he's a little Pied Piper, but in a good way. And he had all of the grandkids following him from one thing to another. They just adore, oh my God, they adore my Reggie, you know. And sometimes it drives him a little bonkers. You know, he loves that they adore him, and it sure can come in handy when he's trying to, you know, parse out some of his own chores. But also when he's cracking up, he knows exactly what I'm saying. But also sometimes he wants some space. He's 15, you know, a young man. Mimi, get your foot off the thing. I infeliz. No, you don't. Stop it. But when he wants some alone time, that's not to be had. Not when he's with all of his cousins. Nope. Nope. He did manage to disappear a couple times and get away, and then nobody knew where he was, and so he was able to have some time.
I didn't know where I was, but I just been so boring that they just left.
Yeah, you dissuaded them with boredom. But they went hiking, they went biking, just God. Lots and lots of fun, but they had a lot of fun with these hammocks. And then with this spike ball game, that got kind of riotous and fun. Anyway, and then just everybody cooking and eating together, and everyone sharing things like, oh, you didn't bring a spatula, or you didn't bring butter, or, whatever, and all of that. Just really lovely. I love camping. It was a bit of a to-do the first night. We had, unfortunately, put our air mattress on a slant, and that was miserable. God, that was awful. I got no sleep that night. Plus, there was a group next to us, like a youth group from church or something, and they were noisy till like 2:30 in the morning. I may or may not have sent curses their way. I don't know. But but they were having a good time, and I'm glad they had a good time, but I did not get any sleep. So the next night we put this pillow thing and this extra sleeping pad under the mattress, and that group was gone, and so I had the best night of sleep. It was wonderful. Oh, and we put a memory foam pad on our air mattress, and we slept so well that night. That was so much better. So much better. Camping is a funny thing. I hate leaving. As much as I want to get back to, my cat and my Lulu and my home and internet and all of those things, and shower, I hate leaving it. I hate leaving. I can just sit and stare at the trees and the mountains, and there's something so wonderful and refreshing and rejuvenating about being unplugged and having no choice, because there's no cell phone internet service at all. You have to drive quite a ways to get to that, and it's wonderful. And at first you're kind of in, withdrawals a little bit, but then you get busy with the rest of the family, and you're setting up, and then you're on an adventure, and then you're cooking, and whatever, and you get distracted from all that, and you just get this recharge that we really need, as modern people with our cell phones and constant, pring, 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 pring notifications. And anyway, so it is hard to leave, and God, it was beautiful. But I know I have another thing coming up later this month. Will be our 19th wedding anniversary. Good Lord. And we're going, just James and I are going to Mesa Verde in Colorado for a few days. And we're going to explore the, ruins, and Mimi, leave her alone. God, no, she's not. And we're going to camp, which should be pretty easy to get that put together, because we already, have everything kind of tracked down. Thank you, Bonnie. We have everything kind of tracked down, and only recently put things away, so I know where everything is. And we're going to get all that, gathered up, and I had initially thought we were probably going to sleep in the car, because he does have a bed set up that he can do in there, but it worked out so well with the tent, I don't think we will. And it's a nice big tent with a divide in the middle. And so when we went camping as a family, James and I were on one side, the kids were on the other. But what we can do is have our bed on one side, and then all of our things on the other side, everything for changing and all of that. So I figure we will explore the ruins together. And since we'll be in an area with lots of biking and hiking trails, we can do a little bit of hiking together. I won't be able to do nearly as much as him, though. And so what I figure is when I'm wiped out, he can go ride his bike, and I can stay in the camp area, which is a pretty public camp area with a lot of people. And I can read, and I can, whatever. I think that'll be awesome. I can read, I can write, try to write that novel, and just hang out and stuff in the nature, and kind of soak all that in and recharge while he goes barreling down the mountain. You know what I mean? But we are going to do some hiking together and explore the ruins together, and it'll be beautiful. I'll record, some of it here and there. Of course I will, but it'll also be our anniversary trip. So, no live streams. Plus, I don't think we'll even have reception. So, but anyhow, I'll bring you along for some of it, certainly. Yeah, and it's true, Julie. I absolutely, I need to do more of putting my phone on airplane mode and stuff like that. I need to just commit to that. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. Yeah, it is. The novel, Pamela, not necessarily. I mean, I do want to write a book about diving, but no, I think you weren't with us while we were talking about it, but I do have my degree, my bachelor's degree in creative writing, and I need to finish writing a book, for crying out loud. I need to do it. And I've started so many things, but the ones that I'm most passionate about are also the most difficult things to write about. Probably what I should do is just try to write something really fun, really silly, really spooky. Mimi, will you let that noisy kitty out, please? She's ringing the bell like a big girl. Good job, kitty. Oh, stop it, Mimi. Qué preciosa, hermosa gatita, Angelita. But anyhow, yeah, I need to do it. Someday. I have a lot of things I'm writing. I'm working on a little here, a little there, slowly. Terribly slowly, but we'll do it. And that would be the ideal time. Maybe I can commit to that to you guys, to at least do a short story, complete first draft of something, a short story on this Mesa Verde trip while James is riding down the mountain somewhere. I think I can commit to that. Something short, like we could say something incredibly doable, like 3 pages. As we have recently been reminded with this Stephen King anthology, stories don't have to be 800 pages. Stephen King, looking at you. They can also be Stephen King, more this variety of this Fort Owen, very unsettling one that we just read, that was barely 2 sides of 1 page. Where was it? Well, wherever it was. Anyway, it was just the front and back and barely even covering those of a page, and it was a complete short story. So there's really no excuse. The problem is I tend to have a really hard time doing just a short story. But then I also have a really hard time finishing the longer stories. So you guys know that my brain is constantly in like 800 places. Constantly. So it's very hard for me to just knuckle down, like I was saying earlier, without a due date or a deadline. It's really hard. Same with videos. Like I have some videos that were due like a week ago for sponsors, on my Grown Up channel, my current obsession. I have some videos that were due there. And on this one, I forgot. Shoot. Yeah, they were due a little bit ago. They're not done yet. It's tricky. I have a really hard time just knuckling down and finishing stuff, but I try. And I'm here, and we're doing, not necessarily the best that I can, but better than I could. I don't know. We've got 10 more minutes. What do you guys want to talk about for 10 more minutes? 10 more. Ooh. That was a gurgle in my throat. Did you hear it? Did you guys hear that? It was like. It was quite the gurgle. I was pretty proud of that gurgle. Anyway, sorry, had to fix that. I really appreciate you guys bearing with me today. And, well, always. You're wonderful. You're so fabulous. You guys put up with me. I appreciate it. I got some fun stuff coming up. Obviously, we're dumpster diving again. My kids are amazing helpers. And so in between these procedures, I'm doing it. So minimum of 2 dumpster diving videos a month. Minimum. That's bare minimum. So stay tuned. It's all happening. I got more coming your way. Yeah, Judy, Lulu graduated. Woohoo! And Reagan is going to be a sophomore. Good Lord, a sophomore in high school. And Mimi is going to be in 7th grade, middle school. Yeah, it's, guys, hold on. When you walk around, you bounce the tripod and you're going to make people sick. So yeah, Reagan will be a sophomore. Going to do his driver's ed. And Mimi will be in 7th grade. So middle school. And Lulu is working her tail off, making the money, and she will start school, whatever further education she chooses to do, she plans on doing next year. Yeah, it is crazy. Oh, and if you weren't here in the beginning of the live stream, her driver's license arrived today. She is such a good driver. She's a better driver than me.
I mean,
for now, anyway.
You're also crippled. She's not.
Well, yeah, but I get older and a little too complacent and confident, and yeah. And she's not there yet, so that's good. Hallelujah. Yeah, they do grow up too fast. It is going by really fast. Like, so school starts in like 9 days, and
Summer went by too fast.
Summer always goes by so fast.
For me, it used to be really slow.
And well, Reggie, the older you get, the faster time goes. Sucks.
Because the bigger you are, the faster time goes, the smaller you are.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not in a hurry.
Flies dodge everything.
I'm not in a hurry for them to go back. I'm just not.
Same.
I am. I'm not. It's going so fast. It's going so way too fast. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that because I'm not going to do that today. I am not going to do that. What, Mimi?
I was in 4th grade 3 years ago.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it's going fast. We've got to finish up school shopping. Let's see. Like, we need to get Mimi. No, I think we're done with Mimi. Reagan needs new sneaks. We still need to do. And new shorts.
Maybe more shoes.
Mimi wants to have like 100 pair of shoes.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I want to be Barbie.
I'm like, well, you're gonna go earn those is what you're gonna do. And then, well, you know what you can do, Mimi, is some crafting or art projects for us to sell in the mystery boxes.
Okay.
And that way, if you want 1 million extra shoes, then that's on you, because Mama is not buying 1 million extra shoes. No.
I just want another pair.
Oh, Vicky, we're happy to have you in the live streams. We're so grateful to have you. All of you. Absolutely. Let's see. What else? Reagan needs shorts. He needs new sneaks.
I need shoes.
Besides that, I'm fine.
Shoes, Moo.
Yeah, shoes.
Because gotta have 100.
And now Olivia
I
can buy
only
her
have
own
two
stuff.
others.
Lulu is buying her own
only have
stuff,
two
which
others.
is so
I
helpful.
only have 2 other
She even got milk and bananas and ice cream for the family. It's really sweet. And didn't get mad when Daddy took some of her noodles that she bought. She's buying her own shoes and clothes and extras and all of that she wants. It's really awesome. It's really neat. She's done such a good job of working hard, sticking with her job, even when it's, not always perfect. You get some ornery customers, or sometimes the work environment isn't the way you'd want it to be and whatever. And she's sticking with it. She has goals and dreams and plans, and she's doing what it takes to make it happen. And I'm so proud of her. And it has been so handy, her having a license. My goodness. She had, the paper license until today, and the real one came. But it has been so handy, her having a license. My goodness. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then, what else? Then I just have to prepare myself for them to be back to school. It's so hard. That's part of why I want to be doing the extended live streams, or even just hour-long live streams, more often on here, because I might get lonely. It's that, or I'll be on Minecraft all the time.
Maybe you should draw more.
Yeah, I should draw more. I should write more. Can live stream more.
You should draw especially.
So, thank you, Vicky. Yeah, 19 years this month. 19 years. It's crazy. But I'm really looking forward to our trip. I've never been to Mesa Verde. I've always wanted to go to either that one or one of the ones with the prehistoric ruins built into the side of a cliff, since I was a little girl. And that dream is finally coming true. And we're going to camp, which is freaking awesome. And I will definitely get some time to sit. And there's Sylvia Washington. You caught us just in the nick of time at the tail end of this extended live stream. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be really beautiful. Yeah. Oh, Judy's gonna go to the Poconos. Or am I going to the Poconos? I want to go to the Poconos. I have always wanted to go to the Poconos. I didn't even know it was a place or even existed until I was a nanny in Connecticut, and you would hear about the Poconos. It's on my list, Judy. Have a wonderful time there. Happy anniversary to you. Yeah, but Judy, I am too. Just not when you're going in 2 weeks, but someday. Someday. It's on my list. It has been for a long time. Is a big part of it just because it sounds so cool saying the Poconos? Yes, it is. I'm not ashamed of that. Once I started looking into it too, I was like, oh, wow, beautiful. But you guys know that I love the way a word or a name rolls off the tongue and the sound of it. Poconos. Just sounds so delightful. And yeah, it's a huge part of why I want to go there. I don't care. Just to be able to say, and today, as we were exploring the Poconos, and on our trip to the Poconos, and next time we'll see you in the Poconos. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be able to say it. I have no problem with that. None. Oh, everything included, no kids allowed. Oh, have so much fun, Judy. I adore them. I love them. I'm sad for them to be going back to school, but you absolutely have to have some of that time together. Bonnie, good Lord, 43 years last month. Happy belated anniversary. 43 years. My goodness. Champagne Towers. Is that a place or a thing? Or both? I don't know. Is it in the Poconos? See, this is the problem with extended live streams. Is I start losing it. I don't know why, but I do. I do kind of just start losing it. Oh, it's a resort? Champagne Towers. Okay, I'm going to look it up when we're done here. I'm going to look it up. Champagne Towers. All right. You got me. I'm going to do it. Vin Julianne, poke a nose. Poke a nose. Mimi is like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure about that?
Oh, Liz, happy early birthday. August 26th. No, it's yeah, I start losing my mind a little bit. And the real me starts coming out.
The zombie mom.
Zombie mom.
Mom. Don't.
Yeah, that's a thing we do. Sorry.
Mother, did you forget?
Yeah, it's a
No. No. Don't eat them.
a thing that we do.
Don't eat them, Mom.
A thing that we do here in our house. Sometimes is zombie mom. Look, my kids have grown up on my passion, my love of horror, okay? And Halloween and Disney. And sometimes mom, when the kids have been
Don't.
particularly naughty or troublesome,
Trust them.
something happens to mom where she wants to start biting stuff and her eyes go somewhere else and then okay, God. And they like it.
Zombie.
I don't know if they'll say that they like it, but they do. And we have fun. And it changes the atmosphere. Now, what gets really weird is when I do that around friends or cousins.
Or on live streams
Or on live streams.
to a lot more people.
You just got an insight into real
A
life
Weird life.
here at the Frugal Family home.
A weird life.
Anyway, I'm gonna read this last comment and then I'm gonna sign out because my jaw hurts really, really bad. Oh, Julianne wants an update on the She Shed studio. Reagan and I will be busting that out this next week. Stay tuned. I'll be recording. We've got to wait for this to finish. Hopefully that'll just be another day or two. I'm off of the narcotics, so feeling pretty good. And we need to do it before the injections in my tailbone, and that is Friday. So hopefully in these next few days, we'll bust it out. But if we don't, then it'll have to be next week because of circumstances. So don't you worry, Julianne. But hey, thank you for keeping me on task. I do appreciate it. You know I do. I have for a long time. But we'll bring you along for it. It's going to be hopefully not a total disaster. Possibly a total disaster. We're going to try. I got to go. This hurts really, really bad. Oh. It's called arthritis. And it's pretty severe in my jaw. Pretty severe. But look, we made it over 2 hours, and I feel pretty damn good about that. And now I gotta have a little bit of this medicinally, and I'm gonna put ice on here. I can't put ice where they do the wet needling because it reverses the inflammation effect that we're trying to get, but I can do it on here, and I'm going to. Because we haven't started the needling in here yet. Not yet. Soon. You guys are so wonderful. You put up with this thing, person,
This thing.
you know?
This thing.
And that means so much to
This
me.
thing person.
That you take this even in zombie form. And I appreciate that so much. You're my people. You are my people. And for putting up with all of this and just everything. I hope you have a beautiful week. Please be safe. Please be well. Know that you are loved and that you mean so much to me. You're my people. I'm so grateful for you. You know, kindred kindred spirits in one way or another. Anyway, have a good night or a good morning, some of you, and a wonderful week. We'll see you all real soon, okay?